Hello everyone. So welcome to the fourth video of this video series. And in this fourth video, we are going to talk about how to visualize our clicks, impressions, count of queries by branded and non-branded. But before we go into this video, I would like to quickly recap what we did. There has been 3 videos already. This is the fourth one. In the first one, we checked we rewrote a code for how to do authentication. In the second one, we figured out how to fetch all the data and iterating through loops using while loop. In the third one, we built a simple visualization of unique queries and unique URLs. If you haven't checked them yet, I think you should check them out. And in this fourth one, we are going to see how to fetch all this data, obviously, and then plot them by the branded and non-branded keywords. And I have written code already, but we will go through them once again, but it is going to look something like this. So we would like to see how our number of keywords trended over a period of time by the branded and non-branded keywords. And I think this is a good view for any SEO to see how you are ranking in Google Search Console or in Google Search, sorry. If you are adding more content on your website, whether that content is driving more branded visibility or a non-branded visibility. I think this is a great view for that. You will also be able to interact with it and you will be able to see, let's say, how many number of branded queries that you rank on, how many number of non-branded queries that you rank on. Then you could also view how many clicks you drive from different sets of queries, which is branded and non-branded. How many number of impressions that you could drive from branded and non-branded. And then here is the last one, which I don't think it really makes sense, but you could also plot what is the CTR between brand and non-brand. So we are going to go into the detail. I hope you like this visualization. This is really important for anyone who is an enterprise SEO, or for that matter, you are at an agency. And you can, I think, communicate a lot by saying these are the number of keywords that we have ranked on over a period of time. So not only we are saying we are ranking on more keywords, but we are also communicating what type of those keywords are, right? And I think one of the important value of SEO is also to rank on non-branded keywords. Also, obviously, to keep in mind that these numbers are going to be sampled for sure. We talked about sampling before. You should check out what sampling is and how does it matter before you communicate. But directionally, I think these are good numbers and good charts to go out with. You can also design your monthly reporting using this. You can say, I'm going to share how many new branded and non-branded keywords or the number of branded and non-branded keywords we will rank on. And we'll also report on where do we drive the most traffic from. And I think it is kind of clear in this visualization as well, where you see that we just rank on 4 or 5 queries, which is branded, compared to the non-branded queries, which is 275 or so. But when you look at the clicks or traffic, you see that we drive not like that big of a difference in this case. Honestly, I didn't have a very good example to share with you, which is branded and non-branded as well. So I just took this example. But if you have a good client site, which is with a healthy traffic, you will be able to decipher a lot using that. So without spending a lot of time, let's start with writing code for it. But okay, before we go into this, I also want to thank you everyone who contributed to this LinkedIn post and shared your suggestions. So obviously I have these 5 ideas. I will write code for all of that. I have written basically for all of them. I will share one by one all of them. Majority of the consensus was a lot of you were interested in branded and non-branded videos, so I created it for now. I also saw a lot of interest around this one, 4th topic, which is visualizing the keywords missing from page content, but they are available in Google Search Console queries. I will also share the script very, very soon. But I also thought that I think there are some basic visualizations like this one, and then I think organic CTR would be helpful to share first, and then I think we can go into the 4th or 5th for that matter. Before we go, I think this is our project page. You can contribute or give me feedback anywhere. But if you are coming new on this video, then I think it would be really helpful to join this newsletter. We have, I think, 630 subscribers already. And whatever I create or I share, I also send in this newsletter. So I think it would be worth for you to join this. I'm also available on Twitter and LinkedIn. We can connect there. And I generally keep asking for your feedback or your inputs in deciding what to do next. So it would be great to comment, and I'll be looking forward to your feedback as well. Now, I will go into our last code, and as you know, we always start with our last code. So if you are following this journey, you can follow it. But I'm just gonna copy this, and we will go off of that. So I have it copied. Just a moment. Yeah. So let's open this up. So this is actually the fourth video. So I'll say fourth, and what we are doing is plotting branded versus non-branded queries using GSC API and Python. Okay, let's start. So the first thing, we combined all of this code. Simply you click here, you choose your account, you continue, and copy. Okay, perfect. So that is done. I'll get the list of sites, and in this example, actually this monocube doesn't have a lot of branded searches. My friend's website did have more, so I'm just going to use that. So obviously whatever page that you want to, whatever website you want to use, you put that. Then you come here and you just select your date. So start date I'm going to use from January up to, let's say, 31st of March. So I'm going to say 3, and then I need data by date, obviously, because we want to plot a graph or a timeline, you can say. And then for the dimension group, actually I'm gonna remove all the dimension group, because this business also focuses on exports. So I'm really looking forward to see how does it rank over in the whole of the world. So let's see. We'll start to get the data. One thing to note here is that the chart that I showed you, I did put an India as a country filter, which I'm just realizing that it wasn't that great, so I'm removing. So the charts might look a little bit different from my prep code, but nevertheless it's gonna be a good code, or good chart, sorry. Okay, so we have all this data now. We are starting to see the data from start. So let's prepare DF. So in the case of DF, obviously we have date, and then we have query. So if you want to change this comment, you can. If not, then also it's fine, because there are only 2 key values which we are capturing, and we will be able to make a data frame out of it. So I'm going to say date and query here. And as soon as you have this, you have a complete data frame ready, where we are basically just saying that getting GSC data and preparing data frame using Pandas. And I think this is perfect, and this is done. Now, the next step for us is to tag this by branded and non-branded. So we are going to say preparing data frame for we are going to say preparing data frame from branded versus non-branded queries. Okay, so in this section what we are going to do is we will take this data frame, we will add one more column to it, and row by row we will take each query, and in taking this each query we check whether some of the keywords that we consider as a branded keyword exist in this query or not. If it exists, then that is actually a brand query or branded query. If it doesn't exist, then it is actually our non-branded query. So I think it is pretty simple. What was a little bit complex was just about how to prepare this data frame. And as soon as you have this data frame ready, I think things will be super simple. So what we are going to do is to do these operations of tagging, whether it is branded or non-branded, we are going to create a function. So we are going to say function that determines whether the query is branded or non-branded. Okay. As soon as the query gets determined, so as soon as the function is ready, we are going to say apply this function to the data frame and create a new column, and the column name will be keyword type or query type. Let's see, query type. So query comes from Google Search Console. We check each query and we determine whether the query type is branded or non-branded. Okay. And as soon as this happens, we are going to prepare a data frame to plot a chart. And this data frame preparation is going to be group by, and which we will go into detail really soon. But for now, I don't think we need any of this code that we prepared before. So I'm just going to remove all of that. Okay. Okay, cool. So the function that we need, and I think this is the first time that we are doing a function. So I think it's worth for you to check out what the function is, but you can say W3 schools, Python and function, right? Explains here better. It says function is a block of code which only runs when it's called. I think that's a fantastic explanation. What function does is it passes the data and then it does that operation that is within the function. And I think this is called like arguments. So here you can see that, let's try this ourselves. So you can define a function here. So this is the name of a function which says my function. Or let's say we change the name of a function and we say create name as a function, and then it takes f name as an input or argument, and then it does only one thing, which it prints. It says whatever that will be there in this argument, I will take that and I will append whatever is written here, because it is saying f name plus, which is appending the string or like joining the string. And it's gonna say, if I write Mihir, it says Mihir is my name. Okay. So because the function name has changed, so if you write a function, if you don't call it, it is not going to show anything right now. So I think it's just gonna render blank right now. But while it is rendering, while it is executing, I'm going to say here create name. So I'm calling the function and I am writing my name. Okay. And then I say run. So I think it is expecting string. So it says Mihir is not defined. So I'm going to pass in a string. Let's do capital. So now the string is going and getting passed as an argument, and it is printing Mihir is my name, right? So this is what function does. You can, write any name. You can say Alice is my name. So it is going to print that, whatever that is. And now we will use this function, and our job is to kind of write a function which determines whether this keyword is a branded keyword or non-branded keyword, right? So I'm going to define a function, and the name of a function I'm going to say is define a function, and the name of a function is a keyword type, right? And in return, generally you write something, let's say if a certain condition is true, then the keyword is a branded keyword, right? Let's say branded. Now, to check what we are checking against, we need a query. So we will pass query as an argument, and then as soon as we pass this query, we want to check whether this query has that keyword or not. And to build a list of keyword, we will say list of terms that defines branded queries. Okay. So I'm going to say brand terms is equal to, and here we will give our brand term. So let's say if the keyword includes Trident, then that is my branded query. Now, unfortunately, in this example, all of my keywords are actually very well spelled keywords. There are no errors there. So I'm going to use another keyword just so it makes sense. And you can have like multiple queries here. So I'm just going to use like a Trident and write in paper. But let's do something else. Let's use white, right? So that you can clearly see how it is tagging white as a brand as well. So I'm going to change this code afterwards, but right now I'm going to say Trident and white so that you can clearly see that there is a keyword called white box manufacturer will also get tagged as a brand keyword. Anyway, so we will pass query, and then for each of this query, we are going to check these terms. Now you can have like multiple terms here, and that's why we also need to write a kind of for loop for that. So what it is doing is it is taking every keyword in this brand term, and it is checking whether this term exists in this query or not. Right? So I think it will be clear once I write it. So I'm going to say for term in brand terms, if term in query, then return brand. Once the function is ready, it will do its thing, and we will see what it does. But we will use this function to apply further, and we will say we want to create a new column, which we will say keyword type. So we say df keyword type is equal to, we create a new column, and then we say df query dot apply, and we will apply this function, and this function is going to be a keyword type function. And here's the beauty of Pandas, that Pandas will automatically iterate, because this is a kind of an iteratable column. So as soon as you do this, you will actually get a new df, and this new df will say this. Okay, I think we got some problem, and what is the problem? So what we are doing, we are saying term in branded terms. If the term in query, then return brand, right? So it is checking if the white in query, then return brand, else return non-brand. Let's see. Okay, so it is doing that. Let's check the first 50 terms. Okay, perfect. So I can add comment here, and it's like identifying if the query is a branded query. And then here we are saying that if it's not a branded query, then it's a non-branded query. Okay. Now I'm going to revert back, and I will just use Trident paper as an example, because that is actually our brand. So you can add like multiple keywords here, whatever, it is going to work as contains, and you can say if my query contains this keywords, then it is my branded query. So I will go back, I will run this function, and after running that function, I will create a new column and data frame. In this case, it won't print anything, because now we removed printing from there, and I will say I'll just print df, and as soon as I print df, obviously it is tagging the one with Trident as brand and the one with white as non-brand, because we changed it. But again, just to see it is working, if you come back here and if you tag brand and then you create a new df with that, you will see that it is non-brand here. Just to make sure that nothing else is brand, you can print like 50 rows, and you will see that let's say corrugated box price calculator is actually a non-brand one. Okay, so now it is df. So this is our data frame with a new column which says keyword type, which is tagged as whether this is a branded query or non-branded query, and I think this is pretty good. Now what we will have to do is we will we will create a data frame that we will use to plot something, right? So we are going to say plot df, and then we will use df dot group by, and then in this group by we are going to group by two different columns, right? The first column we are going to group by is date, obviously, because that is what we will plot, and then another column that we will group by is using keyword type, because for each date we want 2 data points for each and every metric, right? So we will use date and keyword type as still as a dimension. We will lose the query, and we will lose this query and we will transform that into query count. And then we will carry forward all other metrics. So we are going to say aggregate, and then we'll just, you can copy paste from the previous code, or I'm just going to write it here, which is going to say clicks. So here it says I want to create a column called clicks, and that is going to use the existing column named clicks, and I want to do operation which is called sum. And I will copy paste this, and I will have this for impression, this one for CTR, this one for position, and this one for query count. And I will work reverse, and here I will say count queries. Here I will say impressions, and it's going to be the sum. CTR, let's do CTR, and CTR is going to be the average, which is mean, and position is going to be mean as well. Okay, and then if you remember from the last time, we will use reset index, and as soon as we do this, we say plot df is this, and now we have 910 rows. So if you divide 910 by 2, it is 455 days of data with 2 dimensions, brand and non-brand, and this looks pretty solid. Now our favorite, we'll say import plotly.express as px, and then we say figure is equal to px.line chart we are going to prepare, and then we will use plot df as our df, and then for x-axis we are going to plot date, for y-axis we are going to plot let's start with clicks. Let's start with clicks for now, and then okay, let's just do this right now, and then we will go into more stuff. So the last one to see what we plot is like fig.show, and okay, so here are the clicks, right? Like this is how the clicks look like, but I want to add something more, for which I will say color is equal to, and my color is going to be my keyword type. And as soon as I do this, I have 2 things plotted. One is the clicks coming from branded keywords, and then clicks coming from non-branded keywords. This is also a little bit interactive, so you can click here and you can see. But for example, you can see this drop here from non-branded keywords to now it is becoming equal to the branded keywords, which is because we had a page called corrugated box calculator, which we removed, and that was ranking on like maybe 20-25 queries, and it is not ranking on that anymore. So this one is for clicks. Let's see how the impressions look like from branded and non-branded queries. And here you can see that the daily impression for the branded queries are actually 20 to 30 keywords, but when you look at the impressions from non-branded queries, it looks pretty good, right? Now we looked at impressions and clicks. Let's also look at how, let's say, CTR looks like. I'm not fan of like plotting CTR at this level, but you can if you want to. Let's also plot position, because for us now it's just a matter of copy pasting the code and changing this value. So it is also showing that the average position for branded terms are this much, and it is this much. Now the reason why I'm not a big fan of it is because these numbers are going to be wonky, because you have dimensions such as countries and devices which you are not accounting for, and when you just like do a mean on these metrics without like taking care of or thinking about these dimensions, these numbers look like really odd. But I'm a fan of one number, which is count queries, and that is what I'm going to plot here. And while I used to do active consulting, I have used this number a lot. So if I start producing like more content, before I start to receive clicks from those content, I would start instantly seeing those type of content ranking on non-branded queries, and this chart kind of helps me do that. Now you can also do this in Data Studio. You can go and create a field. In this custom field, you can write this. You can say case when this includes in this query rejects match, and then that gives you a filter, and that's fine. But here probably you can do on like larger data set. You can also be a little bit more creative, and if you want to break down your brand into something very specific, then you can do that as well. What you just need to do is you need to go to the function, and in this function you define whatever you want to define. You can say if the brand term and this particular group has this keyword, then put it into this group. So you can also like do like different topics within brand. So I think this is what I had to share today. This is how you can plot like branded and non-branded keywords. And I think what you just need to manually define is what are the terms that are your branded terms, and as soon as you define that, this Colab is just going to work for you. You just copy paste this code, and it is going to generate the charts which I am sharing here. So I hope you liked this video. Let me know in the comments what more you would like to see. We will use the same methodology of tagging each queries into, let's say, topics or funnel stage or keyword type, like whether it's an informational keyword or navigational keyword and so forth. So it will be coming. So I hope you liked this video, and let me know in the comments whatever the feedback that you have. I'll be coming up with the next video, which is going to be organic CTR really soon. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good day.